My name is Tom Jackson. I'm a strategic business development professional in the telecom space, and I turn nominal revenue to phenomenal revenue, and I'm going to show you how I've been doing that when I was working. So today's presentation will be on what I call how to fish for and catch your limits of target companies. And the reason I use the fishing analogy is because fishing ain't always catching, and there's a lot of strategy goes into it. And I've taken what I used to do professionally and I've turned it to bear on my own job search. Now, to get started with the information, this is kind of the teach you how to fish part of it. It's the old biblical parable. So if I just gave you the database, it'd be pretty useless. So I've got a couple slides. It's very simple how to use this. Those of you who have seen this, you already know the answer that I'll have on the test at the end, so don't share it. The answer is the $1 Million Database. With all of them, referencer $1 million, start out with a very simple screen. I'm looking for companies, and it wants a company name. So right off the bat, most of you say, well, this isn't going to work, you move on. Always click the advanced search button. Always. When you click the advanced search button, this screen pops up. And the same is true with Reference USA. All of these little words you necessarily can't read are all search terms. So now you can go in and customize what you're looking for without just saying, well, gee, I don't have a company name, I'm trying to find them. It's a hierarchical structure. I said that the government has all of these companies, they're all listed by certain subsegments. Well, the subsegments, it's like a family tree. You start at a very low level of great-great-great-grandma, and then it fans on out all the way down. Well, this is how this works. The government has 20 primary categories that all, and I mean all, companies fit in. It does not mean you have to agree with how they sorted them. You just have to have knowledge that they did this. So these are the 20 primary categories. Any one of them will fan out. And then so if you pick mining, mining is right here. It's level 2. Underneath mining are 3 subcategories. If I click on support activities, I go to a sub-subcategory, and then a sub-sub-subcategory, and then all the way down here. So if I was to click support activities for non-metallic minerals except fuels and mining, if that's what your target is, you would click that button, and if you're in Dallas-Fort Worth, you would get all companies that do that. Now, if I was to click on one of those buttons, so if I drill down into the hierarchy, and I'm from the wireless business, the telecom business, I put a click way down here on a button called Radio and Television Broadcast. So I've set my filter at DFW. I've drilled down about 4 or 5 levels deep under manufacturing. I click the button, I hit enter, and voila. This is all the companies. And it even tells me 65 companies are in this criteria under a SIC code or an NAICS code in Dallas-Fort Worth. 65. So that takes me from no companies to 65. And then you can replicate this and play around with it, refine it, tweak it. But now I've got all these company names. Now I'm only showing you a few here. Now real quick, build files. They may say build, they may say download. My point is you can download this into a spreadsheet. You can manage now your target list in a spreadsheet. You can cut and paste it on a Word document. You can bring it to this meeting. Now you're off and running. Because it's not. So this is quick start. So here's how you get quick started. Eventually I'll get a phone call because everybody's going to go, hey, this is great. And then you're going to say, gee, I can't find a company because I don't understand the industries. Well, let's work it backwards. Type in the last company you worked for here. Remember that first screen where I said you don't know the company? Well, let's reverse the logic for a moment. You look at the 20, you start clicking, you get lost. You just can't figure it out. Again, it's like a family tree. You're, for 3 generations, 4 times removed, nobody knows what that means. But I just picked on EDS. So if I type in electronic data systems, assuming that was my last stop, and I hit enter, it's going to give me the information back about electronic data systems. Imagine that. Well, what's good about that is that now I have all the information about my last guy. And when I click on the company name, let me back up, when I click here on this name, it's going to pop up a profile sheet. And that profile sheet at the very bottom says NAICS codes. There we go. And it's a 6-digit number. That's what you're hunting for. That's what you're fishing for. You type that code in, now you're going to get EDS and all of the companies that compete with EDS. So in other words, take your former company, type it in, hit enter, look at the profile, and down here at the bottom, it's going to tell you where that company resides in the NAICS hierarchy. And so that's how you fish. That's all the effort there is, folks. It's literally that simple. That one page, hit the advanced search, go nuts, go looking around the industries, or back up, put your company in and do it that way. Yes, I'm sorry. So my spreadsheet, when you get it, there's going to be a lot of tabs. The tab you really want to focus on is the DFW NAICS sort. It's the only other green one. So I should have just said click here, but I didn't do it. But this is the tab. And this is a spreadsheet. When you open it, there's going to be a gray area. I strongly urge, and we'll touch, if we have time, I'll walk through a quick example. Stay in the gray area, because the gray area are the industries. I said there was 6. I'm only giving you 3. Save you time, believe me. This is the highest level, the middle level, and the lowest most. The other levels just get in the way, if you ask me. So you can go up here. I use pull downs. You can click here, or i.e. filters, and you can filter on any one of the industries all the way down, and then you're going to end up with a list of companies that goes out to about column Q or something like that. Now, this is what the spreadsheet looks like when you get it. Let me show you another quick tip. If you remember, I said type in your last employer into Reference USA to find out the code. Well, this will actually, if there's really a benefit to this spreadsheet, this is it. Go to column H where all the companies are listed. Type in, use Excel, it's pretty basic, and if you don't know, go to Google, type in how to use data find in Google. There's going to be some 12-year-old kid that's going to have a 4.5-hour tutorial on it, guaranteed. I go in here, I highlighted this, I said find EDS, and so I searched down and I found EDS. And then when I search to the left, I get the sort I would want. So now I would go back in my spreadsheet and say, give me all information, give me all the data process, hosting, and related companies that do data process, hosting, and related services. And when I do that, I'm going to get EDS and probably half a dozen other EDS-like companies. Now you see, those are the competitors. So bottom line is, do a lookup with your company name, look to the left, and this is the sort you want to do. And then you come up here, you go sort on information, sort on this field, sort on this field, and now you take the funnel. You take from 14,000 companies down to 5, 10, 15, 20, who knows. So this is where you get the information. I've got my business cards. I'm going to put them up here on the projector. My website, the information's on my website, www.thomasjackson.info. Not .com, .net, .info. I'm thomasjackson.info. When you go, you'll see this. You'll see my webpage. It has links to all of my work. You can read all about me. But there's over here on the left-hand side, there's a sailfish logo. You can click the logo or click where it says click here. When you click here, it will take you to a download page. And on that download page will be the database of 14,000 companies, a much larger presentation on how to do the fishing, a much larger presentation on how to clean the fish. I show you a lot more from the government there. The 30, 60, 90s there. I've got sample call logs. I got call questions, those kind of things for cold calling. So there's a number of resources that I've created for myself that I put out on that site that you can take, share it with your friends. You know, that's the whole game. I'm not selling it to you. Take it, use it. Let's network. If you need help, you know how to find me. I'm not hard to find. I mean, I'm here. And at the end of the day, link in with me. My name's Tom Jackson. Thank you.